It's 14-7.
14-7. Reading will have a good year. I was at Reading for 7 years. We went to playoffs 6 out of 7, and twice we rode a Clinton-Massie win in the first game into a home playoff game. You had 6 different series, 7 of them because you guys were 9-1 while the first round. The first game.
I restarted everything.
Okay. I'm going to cut this until we...
All right, Brian, we are back live, so we appreciate, again, everybody staying with us during the technical difficulties. We believe we're back on the right track here, so 2:24 left in halftime, which will also give them a couple minutes to stretch back out after that. So with these 5 minutes, Brian, let's talk a little bit about what's the plan after tonight. So kind of two different paths for the Clinton-Massie Falcons. The first one is a win tonight puts them in a decent spot in order to get a playoff berth. It would be their 21st in a row. And is definitely, this game is needed in order to make that happen. If you look at the numbers, without this win, more than likely their season is over.
Yeah, playoff season actually for Clinton-Massie started tonight. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's a must-win for two, this one, and then they got to get Wilmington next week in order to have a chance. And they still need some help along the way.
Yes.
I think at 4-6, you're asking too much. 5-5. We have a chance, and, you never know. You establish yourself, and you get in, and once you get in, you never know what might happen. But they got to get there first, and they got to get tonight. They got to finish this next half off and then concentrate on Wilmington next week.
We talked about this for just a second in the broadcast last week, but, Brian, if you are another opposing team, do you want to play us in the first round?
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you've got kids that played 16 football games last year, and a lot of them, are veteran kids, and they've been there, done that, and once we get in there, you just never know what'll happen. Playoff footballs, and as we've seen last year, and even on our run, there was a couple games where the ball bounced the right way for us as well. So you just never know. The ball bounces the right way, things happen, and anybody can make that run once you get in. You just got to get there.
Anytime that you have a championship year, you have to have some luck that had been on your side at some point. And definitely, the luck is the old thing of preparation meeting the right timing. So, I mean, we had that happen a couple times for us, but like you said, we would need some help in order to make sure we establish ourselves in the playoffs. This win is a must. Talking about Region 16 for just a second, those that are interested, you have Wyoming sitting on top, then you have UDODO, a very tough Bishop Fenwick team at 6-2, who has a hard game tonight against Baden. That's going to be a nice litmus test for them. Then you have teams like Urbana, McNick, Graham Local, Reading in there at 6-2, number 8, Shawnee, Alter, McLean, Northridge, Eaton, Roger Bacon, CHCA, Waverly, Bethel Tate, Taylor, Dunbar, and then you get down to a 3-5 Clinton-Massie team. So if Clinton-Massie can win tonight, win against Wilmington, you could see us somewhere in that 9-11 range, and then you're facing a team maybe like an Urbana.
Yeah, and I mean, as we said, I mean, honestly, this year I think Wyoming's the cream of the crop in Region 16, and the Hester kid is phenomenal. I mean, he is what he is, and everybody knows that. But once we get below that, and you get your chance, and as we've seen tonight, we've established our running game, and playoff football, if you can establish the running game and kill clock and keep offenses off the field, then you just never know what will happen. And our biggest key from our perspective is all year has been eliminate turnovers, eliminate penalties, and tonight they've done a phenomenal job at it. And as the year has gone on, they've gotten better and better as for having the costly penalties.
Yeah, you take a couple games and take away some fumbles, that could be a little bit of a different story depending on the wins that could have come with those changes in the role of the game there. So just touching base before this game started, we'll talk a little bit of statistics. So Clinton-Massie, again, at the beginning of this game, had Brody Clutter at the top of the yards counted there, 113 attempts, 691 yards, which is a 6.1 average. So 113 attempts sounds like a lot, but when you're getting 6 yards a pop, it's definitely worth keeping that going. So right behind him is Logan Chesser with 96 attempts and 632 yards, and then following him is Keegan Lamb, the quarterback, at 60 attempts. So leading the receiving core is Brady Russell, tied with Brighton Rodman. Both have 4 receptions, but it does have Rodman with 2 touchdowns and Gavin Hunter with 1 receiving touchdown as well. All year, the defense has been led by Gavin Hunter as our lead tackler, Keegan Lamb right behind him, and Miles Thege. So if you're going into the playoffs, you're going into the playoffs maybe a 5-5, more than likely not 4-6. But what does that say to you if you face that Urbana team, can knock them off? What's the potential for this team?
Well, I mean, I think I think we can get 2-3 wins deep in this playoffs. I mean, let's be honest. Let's not talk the big picture. But I think this team specifically is geared to take it one game at a time. The old coach's cliche, I understand that, but you just take that one game at a time, and hopefully the ball bounces our way. We've started to, we're healthy. We're getting healthier, and speaking of the Rodman kid, I mean, he's one that I've seen come a long way this year. He's really impressive for a junior, getting a lot of playing time. We're putting 2 freshmen out there playing every snap on the defensive side of the ball, so that all takes time. And now we're week 9, and these kids are starting to establish, and the Friday night lights no longer scare them.
Yeah.
They're used to it. So that's a huge, huge plus for us.
Nolan Phipps has had to stand up and be a man very quickly on the defensive side of the ball. He's also helped on the offensive side as well. Tristan Trampler has established himself as a great cover corner with the other side roved by Brady Russell. Looks like Logan Chesser catches the ball at the 5-yard line. The wedge block gets set up. He finds an opening. He keeps running. Brought down at the 32, now 33 with the scrum. So that's going to be good field position for Clinton-Massie starting this second half.
Yeah, now here's the key is, with Western Brown, we had the ball coming out, had a chance to really establish ourselves with only down 1. We're up 1 touchdown this time. We need to make this drive and take it down and score and take that two score lead right out of the gate.
Absolutely. The best case scenario here is just a long, sustained drive similar to the first score and allow them to eat as much clock as possible, chunking those yards at 5 and 6 yards a pop. Coming out of the halftime, I'm sure the coaches had conversations on both sides. The defensive side for Clinton-Massie doing a good job holding a very potent offense to 7 points, but let's see what the second half brings. Gavin Hunter finds that, and you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. If you're a Clinton-Massie fan, this is truly deja vu all over again. So starting the second half on the first play of the second half where you're looking to take either a fumbled and recovered by New Richmond. So what a break for the Lions.
And that's exactly what I was just talking about earlier. You know, you got to eliminate penalties, and that's a huge penalty. Now the defense has got to step up, and they've done it all year. So that's the key spot where we got to step up right here.
So, of course, you're going to try a big play on this first one, so you get a little end around here. Finding some space on the left-hand side goes number 4, and I believe that's let's get a number here. Sinninger is number 4. So,
on the few sophomores.
Yeah,
play a lot for them.
senior laden team, as you said earlier. Metzger in an empty backfield, which he's been in all night, 5 wide, 3 to the right, to the left. The snap, he's going to run that. That's a draw play. Goes back to him. He gets positive yardage on first down run, bringing it 2nd and 4.
They do a good job spreading everybody out with the 5 wide look, and then just use him on the quarterback draw. Athletic kid. He's the one you got to contain. Defensive ends have got to stay home, really contain him.
So bringing in an extra back is number 78, Isaac Trees. So listed as an offensive lineman, but he's going to play up close to the line of scrimmage. He's a sophomore defensive lineman. So they're switching out some of the personnel here. This time they are going to bring a running back. That's number 4, Sinninger, into the draw goes again to Metzger. Looks like he's going to get right at the first down marker. That will probably be forward progress to a first down.
Nope. Like they marked it just short.
They're going to call him short, so 3rd and about less than a yard. Sending out of the offensive backfield. Goal from the 4-yard line.
Momentum's huge in high school sports, so be interesting to see how our offense responds after this with their next drive.
Kind of been like we said, an issue all year long. At times, maybe the ebb and flow has been a little bit better, but Metzger calling his own number again. Brighton Rodman with another tackle. Keegan Lamb finishing him off. But you know there's been a couple games where the penalties hurt you. There's been a couple games where the fumbles hurt you. There's been a couple games where both of them hurt you.
That's correct.
And this is another costly fumble on the second half, first play of the half. That causes the New Richmond Lions to find themselves on the 6-yard line with 2nd and goal. Metzger brings in Duty next to him. Matthew Duty, the running back, to his left. In motion goes the New Richmond Lion receiver. The fake goes out to him. The double pass, and it's wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. New Richmond got caught looking in the backfield, did the defensive back.
Yep, trick play there. Worked out well. The guy was wide open in the back of the end zone. So, as I said, the momentum has switched here, and this is where we got to gain it back over because turnovers are costly.
If you're Coach Pitzer, you couldn't ask for a better scenario. Not only did you get the ball right out of the second half thinking that you were going to have to look across the field at a long drive by Clinton-Massie, the ball coughed up by Clinton-Massie, handed over to the New Richmond Lions, and a score is how they end that drive. It looks like an extra point at 10-18, and that's Harrison again. So it looks like he missed that extra point. So that's going to go low left. So that's 14-13. So you still have a 1-point lead, does Clinton-Massie. And you just never know. Those can come back to haunt you depending on how the rest of this game goes.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Now, as I said earlier, this is a key possession for Massey. You come out of the half, obviously the tides have turned a little bit on the run game that we had in the first half.
I can make a little connection to the 1-point difference and an extra point missed. There's 2 games. I coached 3 games against Clinton-Massie. There were 2 games that were actually won by an extra point. Update 18-7 is your score. Western Brown over Wilmington at this time, and 39-0 over Blanchester. So, yeah, the first game that we played was won by an extra point, and the third game we played was won by an extra point. So the kickoff this time by New Richmond goes deep to Logan Chester. He's at the 10. Looks for an opening off the right-hand side and sees one, but it's going to be a stoppage at the 32-yard line. So as you said, let's see how the offense reacts with a 1-point lead rather than going in trying to make a 2-score lead.
Yep. Everything's still out in front of them. It's just a matter of you just got to sit back and relax and don't go away from your game plan coming out of the half and get back to establishing that run and hopefully making a long drive to kill some good clock here, which is crucial with still 9:15. They've turned the tide, scored quickly. Still a lot of game left here to play.
Don't lose your identity, don't lose who you are, and I'm sure Clinton-Massie many years have been running this same offense. They're not going to get out of the system now.
Brody Clutter right up the middle for looks about 7 or 8. He's really established that on first down where he's gotten 5+ on most carries, and if you can get 3+, we're happy. So anything over 5 is a huge plus for us.
There's a couple plays that are just working well tonight for the fullback, as they always do, or for the most part do. Looks like a wishbone backfield. Tight end Brighton Rodman's to the right, single receivers to the left. Under center goes Keegan Lamb. The snap, the option. Keegan Lamb calls his own number. He falls forward for a first down run, so that's going to be a first down on a second down run. That's going to move the chains to the 44-yard line. Keegan Lamb, again, reading well that option in this entire football game.
Yeah, that's a good second effort. Got him 3 off of when he should have been. They had him in the backfield. He got 3 extra yards for the first down off that play.
On the right-hand hash on the 44-yard line, sets up Clinton-Massie. Keegan Lamb calling the play from the huddle. 14-13 is your score. 8:16 left as the Falcons come out in a double slot look. Gabe McDowell to the top of your screen, Gavin Hunter to the bottom. Brody Clutter will be your fullback behind Keegan Lamb. Keegan Lamb sets underneath. The snap to Brody Clutter. First down run is about a good 4 yards. As you said, if you can establish the fullback 3 and 4 or 5 yards every time, you're going to do it until it's stopped.
That's exactly right. They're going to keep going to that well as long as they can go to it.
Looks like we have an injured new Richmond line on the field. So coming off to the field is one of their defensive leaders, actually. That's number 34. That's Austin Elam. Very good defensive player for the Coach Pitzer and the Lions. He had a lot of respect for Mr. Elam and what he's brought to the defensive side of the ball this year. Again,